usually I talk about a lot of stuff. But today I'm going to talk about relationships, um, which I've talked about before, but um, this one will be a little different. Um, for the people that know me and for the ones that don't know me. You don't know how evil my dad was, um, and what we had to endure living with him. And when my mom left him, how horrible it was. It was so bad we had to move to another state. My dad's no longer with us anymore. And I cried when I found out. So I forgave my dad. I'm his only child. And it's still hard on me. I tried so many years to try to be a daughter, and be there for him. Because I try to put myself in his place. How would I feel if I had, you know, I have 6 children, but how would I feel if none of them were in my life? I would feel horrible. Um, and I've always been a daddy's girl, even though he mistreated me. I know it's crazy, but a lot of people go back to their abusers because it's something that's familiar. And that's not a good thing either. And we're supposed to honor our parents. Um, we don't choose our parents. And sometimes you just have to walk away from them. For your own peace, your own sanity. Life's too short to have negativity all around you all the time. And to be unhappy and stressed out and miserable. My mom wasn't the best either. She was an abuser also. Um, she had me working and would take my money, would go to bars a lot, bring home guys, which some of my sisters don't know that part of her, but I do. And when we don't heal from our the way our parents choose, because okay, how they raised us, just imagine their parents, for them to be the way they are, they had to go through horrible things too. I don't know my grandpa to be an evil man, but that doesn't mean that he wasn't. A lot of people know my dad is a wonderful, caring, loving person, when that's not the man I know. My grandma's I didn't get to know. So with my dad being the way he is, he had to have a horrible childhood too. If you don't heal from pain or toxic relationships, whether it be your parents, how they treated you growing up, as a child, as an adult, whatever, or toxic relationships, and you go to the next relationship, you're going to bleed old wounds all over a new relationship. And if you don't heal from abusive parents and your horrible childhood, you're going to pick people like your parents or worse. And in my case, that happened with me. And in my case, I didn't know that the men I loved and had my children by were that type of people. Until after I had my children. And with my other ex, I didn't know at all until my children no longer lived with me. I didn't know the horrible evil they went through. And they felt powerless and thought they were supposed to protect the household. That wasn't their case. Children, If something bad happens when you're children, it's not your fault for one if a parent's doing or an adult's doing something to you, beating you, molesting you, sexually assaulting you. It's not your fault. It's that person's fault. I've been molested, and I had best friends where their dad tried to rape me. That's why I never let my children stay the night or at their friend's house, except for my oldest stayed, I think, one night at a friend's house. That was it. But it's never a child's responsibility to protect themselves, their siblings, their other parent. It was my job. Even though I worked 2 full-time jobs and I was a full-time law student, it was my job to protect my kids. And I failed. Even though I didn't know what was going on in my household when I left my ex in charge of the household and to watch my kids. And it's my fault for trusting. And I shouldn't have. It was hard for me to find a daycare that would treat my kids good. A lot of the daycares here will mistreat your kids. And it's scary. And it's nothing I can change, nothing I can take back. And there's some religions that believe if you suffer every day from an illness and pain. Like I have a really bad illness where I suffer in pain and exhaustion every day. They believe that's part of to make your past right. Where stuff that you failed to do in your past. Like with me, my household wasn't the best because of the men I chose and fell in love with. I also had low self-esteem and hated myself, but that's not an excuse. And they believe then that will make it where it'll help God, I guess, to forgive you for the stuff that has gone wrong. I hope so. But most of all, I hope my children can forgive me. Just be careful who you're with. And I know when you're young, it's easier said than done. Because if you aren't from a loving family, you will do anything to feel that love. And just try to get counseling as soon as you can and get the help and heal. So that way you don't pass on the hurts and the toxicness to your children. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and God bless you guys. Bye.